So in this video, I'm going to run you through how I'm going to plan my week because you guys kind of have a good gist of what I do. It's lightning and stormy outside, so I don't know if you guys heard that, but this is what my window currently looks like. But right now we're going to plan out my training, my cardio, and then of course I'm going to explain to you the nutrition approach I take on training and rest days because you guys know I'm a big fan of carb cycling and I preach it all the time. However, I don't really tell you exactly what I do for the most part, although right now I am just doing a two-tiered carb cycling structure, so it's just a rest and training day, and the carb levels on each of those days differ. So without further ado, I have my handy dandy whiteboard here, and we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. So Monday is my dedicated client day, my check-in days. I'm spending majority of my time adjusting plans, conversing with them, figuring out what it is that they need on a week-to-week basis. All of them come to me from different points. So some people come from a point of needing just a simple recomp. They want to increase their muscle mass while chipping away at their fat. And others come to me for major fat loss. Some of them want to work on building discipline. Some of them have no idea what a macro is or what a calorie is or why we eat carbs when we eat carbs, all those different things. So everyone comes to me with a different goal, which means that I have to take a very personalized approach to each individual, and it's not something that I can just make it cookie cutter and copy and paste it. You guys know that I run a 4-day split. And so what I like to do is start my training on Tuesday. So my training week technically starts on Tuesday. So we'll have my Tuesday. That's going to be my first day of the week, which is going to be hamstrings. Hamstrings are my weakest point on my lower body. And out of my upper and my lower, my hamstrings are the lowest. So I'm going to start off the week with hamstring day. It's when I have the most energy. It's when I'm the freshest. So that's what we're going to go with. So Tuesday is going to be lower, which is going to be a hamstring day. Now, you guys know that I do a traditional 4-day split, which is just upper, lower, upper, lower. However, because my lower body is lacking and my upper body is more developed than my lower body, I'm going to be doing lower, upper, full, lower. So it's going to be the hamstrings on Tuesday, and then on that day, now I don't usually like to do cardio on the same day that I'm doing a leg day. Usually I'll pair cardio with upper body and then cardio as an active rest day, so I still get some movement in when I'm resting. However, because I'm having a full body and 2 leg days, I'm going to go ahead and throw in cardio on this day. So I do 45 minutes of cardio. Another reason why I don't really like to do my cardio on the same day as my leg day is because my life can't revolve around training. It also has to revolve around me being the best coach possible because that is my job. And this is how I've approached things even when I had a job that wasn't being a coach. Like when I was in college and I had to worry about school and working, I bartended my entire way through college. So it's not like I just live, breathe training. I'm building this around the things that I have to do to minimize stress and maximize how optimal this can be for myself. Now, that's going to be my Tuesday. So far we have hamstrings and 45 minutes of cardio. My cardio constraints are just whatever I gotta do to be in zone 2. Now that is for the recomp purpose. So you guys know that I'm in my summer shred, which was basically my cleanup before I'm going into my recomp where I need to put on some muscle mass before I go into my competition next summer. So with that in mind, my parameters for this 45 minutes of cardio is just being in zone 2. So having my zone 2 heart rate is around 130 to 150. So whatever I need to do for 45 minutes to have my heart rate in there is what can constitute this 45-minute cardio period. My cardio options vary. Sometimes I like to go on the rowing machine. Sometimes I like to go on the treadmill. Sometimes I like to run on the treadmill, incline treadmill, Stairmaster, fan bike, assault bike, regular cycling, maybe take a cycling class. It can literally be any of those. It really just depends on what I'm feeling that day and how I'm feeling that day. So next up we have Wednesday. So we're going to go to lower, full, upper, lower. So this is going to be my full body day, which is going to essentially be glutes and shoulders. Now on Wednesday, I'm going to have glutes and shoulders. That glute and shoulder day is going to be comprised of a shoulder press, probably a dumbbell shoulder press with cable side ladder raises where I'll have an isometric hold for a second to help bring up my delts. And then for the glute part, it's going to be hip thrusts. Let me try to remember it off the top of my head. It's going to be hip thrusts, sumo deadlifts, and then, I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but glute kickbacks, I believe? Not glute kickbacks. Smith machine good mornings. That's what it is. And so this day is going to be paired with no cardio, so we're just going to put a little circle with a no. So my Wednesday is going to be glutes and shoulders. It's going to be my full body day, a part of my 4-day split, and it's going to be no cardio alongside that. And the reason that I put no cardio alongside that is because I've done this split already. I just got this new split because I need to work on developing my lower body. So I ran this last week and I was able to see which days take a little bit longer and which days don't. And my glute and shoulder day happened to take a little bit longer. The hip thrusts and the sumo deadlifts, I go pretty heavy in them, so it takes a little bit of a longer recovery time. So I'm resting for 2 to 2.5 minutes instead of on my hamstring day where I feel like I can recover a little bit faster. And also, this is a little tidbit I want to say on the side here. Wednesdays are the days where my girlfriend doesn't work. So planning this alongside my lifestyle so that I can still live my life and enjoy my fucking self is key to making this sustainable and fun. I'm not going to want to be spending extra time at the gym doing cardio when I know that this is our time to have quality time together. So I will not be doing cardio on Wednesdays. I will be waking up in the morning pretty early, probably before she wakes up, so I can go knock out that workout, come home, get some work done, and then by the time she's ready to hang out, I'll be ready to hang out. Because one thing is for sure, I don't do all of this stuff if I don't get to enjoy time with the people that I love, whether it be my friends, my family, my girlfriend. All of this stuff that we're pursuing, whether it be our physique, whether it be our goals, whatever it may be, isn't worth it if you don't have love and friendship and good relationships to spend your time with. And so next, didn't mean to get sloppy or corny there, but it makes it all the better. It makes it all worth it. So next we have Thursday. Thursday is going to be my upper body day, which is going to be back and rear delts. Now, you may be wondering, Megan, is this essentially a pull day? Is it back, rear delts, and biceps? No. My arms are significantly developed in comparison to other parts of my upper body, so I will be pulling back from my arm training. And the reason that this overdevelopment occurred was because when I performed my back day movements, I used my biceps as leverage to be able to pull heavier weight, which is why we're working on just back and rear delts on this Thursday or on this upper body day. This upper body day is going to be paired with 45 minutes of cardio because my back and rear delts day tends to be very short. So I'm saying this is going to be maybe 30 to 45 minutes, which gives me extra time to do the 45 minutes of cardio. Now, do you need to do 45 minutes of cardio? No. But 4 days out of the week, I spend about an hour and a half in the gym, and that is not too much time out of my schedule because I prioritize it, but also because this structure is efficient to where I don't need to spend 3-4 hours in the gym, 2 hours in the gym every single day of the week. Just 4 days out of the week where I spend about an hour 15 to an hour and a half in the gym doing these things. And so I'm going to pair that upper body day with 45 minutes of cardio. So this is what we're looking like so far. Same parameters with that cardio. It's going to be zone 2, 45 minutes, whatever it is that I want to do. After that, we're going to have Friday. So on Friday, we're going to have a full leg day, which is going to mean that we're basically just going to be targeting quads, glutes, hamstrings to some degree. And then that's going to be paired with no cardio because we know that we try to refrain from doing cardio on our leg days. Kind of from personal preference, but also because of timing and my lifestyle. Like, if I can move my cardio around to avoid having to spend 2+ hours in the gym, which if I were to add cardio to this, I'd probably be there for around 2 hours, maybe an hour 45, because my upper body days take about 45 minutes, whereas a leg day or maybe my full body day will take about an hour to an hour 15. So if we do 45 minutes of cardio on top of that hour 15, that's 2 hours in the gym, which some days I can swing that, but on Friday I'm usually super busy, so we're not going to add cardio on that day. Now, this is what we have so far. You can see that we have 4 full lifts, and then we're going to have 2 cardio sessions, which means that we need to somehow incorporate 2 more. So we'll have Saturday and Sunday. I kind of want to experiment with this a little bit, though, because I implemented this new split, and I was thinking, what if I just do 25 minutes of fasted cardio every morning? Because it does help give me mental clarity, helps clear my brain fog, and helps me get a fresh start to the day when I do my cardio in the morning. And so if you take 45 times 4 and then divide that by the 7 days in the week, I could do 25 minutes of fasted cardio every morning instead of 4 dedicated cardio sessions. So I'm going to run this schedule this week, but next week I think I'm going to try that out. So for Saturday, that's obviously going to be a rest of training because we've already completed our training for the week. And I do this on purpose because on my weekends, I really like to spend time with the people that I love. And also it's my time to focus on my clients' submissions and their check-ins and everything that's sent to me so that I can be ready on Monday to send them feedback and make adjustments. So we already see on Saturday and Sunday that we are resting from the gym because we've already done our 4 lifts here in the thick of the week. And to me, going to the gym, training, doing all this stuff, it is work to me. I treat it the same. Even when I didn't have a job that was correlated to this, when I had a job where I wasn't a coach, this was still work. I looked at this as a job. Yes, it's obviously way more fun than when I was a bartender or when I was in college or when I was doing any other job that I had to work. Duh, this is going to be more fucking fun. But still, I show up on the days when I don't want to. I give it 100% even when I don't want to, as if there's someone like watching me, or I have a boss, telling me what to do and that I got to perform well because he's there. When I'm in the gym, I have to perform well and treat it like a job because I'm there and it's my time and I respect myself enough to push myself and hold myself accountable even when I'm exhausted, even when I'm tired, and even when I probably don't want to be there. So we're going to rest on Saturday and Sunday. However, we still have 2 cardio sessions left. So on Saturday, same thing, 45-minute cardio session, zone 2. I go on little kicks where I enjoy different forms of cardio. So recently that has been the rowing machine. I think it's fun. I didn't ever really used to do it before, but now I think it's pretty cool giving it a shot. So I've been doing that. And then depends on how I'm feeling. But again, the parameters are getting my heart rate between 130 and 150. So if I can go on the Stairmaster and do that, I'm going to do that. Sometimes I'll go for a run, but it's so damn hot because I live in the devil's armpit in Houston, Texas. I can go outside in like the afternoon, the thick of the day with the humidity, and sometimes I'll run for maybe like a mile, and then by the time I've ran a mile, my heart rate is at 130, 140 just walking. Sometimes I'll do that. It gets me good sunlight, because you guys know I'm big on AM and PM sunlight and just overall getting sunlight to help regulate your sleeping patterns. But also you get to be outside. It helps with mental clarity. It helps improve my happiness. I feel great. I feel better when I go outside. And something that I do a lot is implementing things that don't necessarily correlate to direct fat loss. So I haven't formally made a video about this, but there are things that directly and indirectly help you grow. And a part of the things that are direct are going to be like a calorie deficit. That is going to directly stimulate fat loss because you are eating less than what you need to maintain where you are. So your body is forced to use what is on you to give itself energy because you're eating less. However, the indirect things that would help in this journey of developing your physique and developing you into a better person and a more mentally and physically able person would be something like getting that sunlight. Is that going to directly correlate to you losing body fat? No, but is it going to improve your mood, improve your mental health, and make you feel better so that you make better decisions and then you're overall happier? Yes, and I've noticed it specifically with myself. If I don't do things that are indirect, like getting enough sleep, making sure that I'm taking care of my mental health, it will then be reflected in my physique when I start to struggle because I'm not taking care of all the other things and I'm not making sure or being one step ahead so that I'm always progressing and making good decisions. So I have to make these decisions every day that either indirectly or directly help me get where I want to be. And the reason that I'm saying this is because sometimes people only focus on the direct. They only focus on, okay, calorie deficit, protein goal, I'm good. Okay, but what's going to happen when you don't know how to handle stress? So you experience a lot of cortisol, and when you have a higher cortisol level, your body naturally increases its production of ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, so it makes you hungrier for no reason apart from the fact that you got stressed out. But because you didn't know how to handle stress, you're going to wonder why you feel so starving or you feel so inclined to binge. And you don't realize that while they're not directly correlated, there is a domino effect that will lead you to make that bad decision. And then if you binge, let's say you fall into that trap of guilt and then you keep binging. And then next thing you know, it's been 3 months, you've gained 50 pounds, you've let yourself go and you're depressed. And I'm saying this from personal experience as someone who used to just be protein, calorie deficit, you're good. That got me some results because yes, if you focus on those things, you will lose body fat, but it didn't get me my dream physique and it sure as hell didn't make me feel any better up here. And the key to making this sustainable and to making this last and to getting results and to being the person that you want to become is figuring out how to always keep yourself on the straight and narrow, how to always keep yourself in a positive mindset, how to always make the best decisions for yourself. Didn't mean to go off on that tangent. Let's get back to planning my week. So like I said, on Saturday, we're going to rest and do 45 minutes of zone 2 cardio. Now, that's going to be the same thing on Sunday. However, Sunday is my fun day. I get to do whatever the hell I want with cardio. I made a video, I'm not sure if I posted on YouTube, but I for sure posted on Instagram about my run last Sunday. I think I ran a 10-miler at Memorial Park in Houston, if you know where that is, or if you know Houston, you know where I'm at. 1 or 2 Sundays after that, or 1 or 2 Sundays before that, I ended up doing some interval training. So whatever I want to do on a Sunday, doesn't matter so long as minimum 45 minutes of being in zone 2 is achieved. Does not matter. So like I said, this weekend went on a run with my friend for about 10 miles at Memorial Park. The Sunday before that, I did tempo intervals on the track, just trying to increase my speed. Next weekend, maybe I'll go for a swim. I have never swam in my life for cardio, but maybe I'll do that. Or maybe I will go run 5 miles, 6 miles, whatever it is. Maybe I'll do another tempo run on the track. Who knows? But this is like my fun day to kind of make training a little bit interesting, so long as I meet that minimum parameter of 45 minutes. So this will just be fun cardio. Still the same parameters, but it's like if I want to go run 15 miles, I'm going to do it. My run from last Sunday or this previous from yesterday, when I did the 10-miler with my friend, I looked at my heart rate and I spent about like 3-ish hours in zone 2. Because after we did the 10-mile run, like even for majority of the 10-mile run, I was pushing a little bit above zone 2 because it was so hot. But I wasn't going to just start walking. That would have taken forever. And so after that, when we finished up the run and we walked back to our starting point, my heart rate just walking was like 140, 150. And when I was running, it was around 160 to 175. So I spent about 3-ish hours or so in zone 2 on Sunday. But that is what I'm planning to do this week for training and cardio. It's going to be lower, full, upper, lower, rest, and then we have 45 minutes zone 2, 45 minutes zone 2, 45 minutes zone 2, and then Sunday is my fun day with a minimum need to be 45 minutes zone 2. Now, as far as my nutrition goes, I'll have a training and a rest day. Okay. So, this is what I'm running currently with my nutrition. So between the two of these things, we have training and our rest days. Now, you notice how both of them are congruently a deficit. So my training days and my rest days, both of them, either day is going to be a deficit from what I'm currently using right now to maintain. However, the rest day is going to be a steeper deficit. So I'm going to be getting less nutrients on the rest day, more nutrients on the training day to sustain training so that I have the energy necessary to be able to build muscle while losing fat. But I'm giving myself the energy to build muscle while losing fat because I'm giving myself those extra nutrients, but still staying in a caloric deficit, even if it's a slight deficit. Next up on the list, we have more carbs surrounding my workout. So I'm adding more carbs to my training day, still being in a deficit, but more carbs to sustain training so that I can build muscle and lose fat at the same time. And these carbs that I'm adding on my training day are going to surround my workout so that I can have fuel to train in the gym and then have proper rest and recovery post-workout with those carbs that I add at the end of it or that I eat post-workout. Next, we're going to have the rest day, so we have less carbs. So it's going to be high fiber carbs. So things like vegetables, and then you can still implement rice or potatoes that you would eat on your training day, just a significantly less amount. We're going to increase fats in our protein intake to help with satiation. Now, fats are higher in calorie per gram as opposed to a carb. So fats come in at 9 calories per gram, whereas carbs come in at 4. Fats are going to have a longer digestion window, helping you stay fuller longer and giving you more of a sustained energy source. Now, that's going to help keep you satiated on the days when you're resting because you're cutting carbs. So you're going to feel hungry, but to make up for that, we're going to increase the fats. And then we're also going to increase the protein to make sure that you're retaining the muscle that you do have and you're able to put on some as well. And also, protein is the most satiating macronutrient to eat, and so it will keep you fuller for that day when you're going to feel hungry because we're cutting carbs. Now, that is exactly how I run my nutrition for this current training phase that I'm going through. If you want to see any of those training days that I just mentioned, so the lower, full body, upper, lower, if any of those days interest you or you want to watch me train them, comment down below and I will bring you guys with me and make a vlog about it this week. If you want to know more about my carb cycling or my nutrition or my training and rest days, drop a question in the comments down below or DM me on Instagram, which will be linked in the description of this video, and I'll get back to you with a voice message. Also, if you want me to coach you and run some of this programming for you to get you where you want to be, to build unwavering discipline, to improve your mindset and your physique so you can finally have your dream body, I will leave the application to that in the description of this video. If you're a good fit, I will personally be reaching out. Do not forget to do hard shit and be confident. I love you guys so much. Most importantly, do not forget how much I'm rooting for you and how much I love you guys. I will see y'all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.